Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another special early edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your co-host, Coach Francis, directly from the South Florida. And we have to go all the way to find another co-host from the West Coast, Mr. Michael DeVillano.
Pierre, they won again.
Yeah, it was a really, really good game. It was really Montreal adjust, right? You can see the first round 3-1 losing, and then they find a way to play the level they need to play to win, and they did it again last night. Because I think Dominic Charm, we have to give credit to Dominic Charm. I think he was not really respected enough or a lot since the beginning, after Claude Julien. He had a really difficult start at the beginning. Remember, he came back with COVID-19. Team play 25 game or 24 game in 42 days, and you have a lot of adversity in front of him, right? And but again, he looked like maybe boring during the press conference, but we have to give him credit with the way he's smart as a hockey coach. To be honest with you, so he proved for me, like, you know what I mean, he deserved to be. I would not be surprised he's going to remove the interim
I think they
tag
have to, yeah.
Very soon. You know what I mean? They would give him that full-time job, and you're absolutely right about that. And he's not the only one made that team successful, but my point to you is, like, he find a way, right? You can see another team this last night, but again, I think we have to give also. It's the same thing what I thought. Like Jeff Petry there, Jeff Petry no there. You see a big difference right there. And I don't want to compare Pietrangelo to Jeff Petry, but take off like Theodore Pietrangelo for Vegas. It's huge for there, but we're there. So I think that's what a big piece on the big piece was missing Monday night against them. So really interesting to see Montreal's going to do now, but you have to give him credit because not many people thought they're going to hand in there. Of course, they last, Petry have a pose, and then they try, and then Carey Price was unbelievable last night.
He was great, absolutely great last night.
I
think the key, they play really well with a lead, and they got it when I saw that they were up 2-0 early. I'm like, whoa, this might be over, because I don't see Carey Price giving up a lead.
Well, it for me was not for me because I saw Toronto came back game number 5, 3-0, come back 3-3. Zuzi score 4-3. Game number 6, 2-0, come back 2-2. Kokanemi score an OT, game number 6. So I see a couple of comeback and during the beginning of the player, but Montreal found a way to win, right? Yesterday was the first time they keep the lead all the way to the end. Other fact, they have another game like remember they beat Winnipeg, I believe 1-0, game number 2, where they completely shut down them completely. I thought I was going to be like this yesterday, but again, Vegas, it was slowly pick it up over there, and then they almost tied the game last night. I was a little bit upset about the referee last night, but at the end of the day, like, you cannot call a game like that with no penalty for Vegas. Like Pietrangelo one time, Michael, he picked up the corner. He completely reversed Eric Stahl. Like 2 hands on him, completely reversed this way. No penalty about that. At the end of the game, Carlson cross-checking in the back of Joel Edmundson. No penalty there. I always said it's always balanced. I have no problem with that. But when you have a game like that, you have no penalty and playoff, something is not right at some point, right? But it's not an excuse. It's just to mention like where I think, I don't know, Gary Bettman show up 1993 as a new commissioner, saying that no Canadian team win the Stanley Cup.
Well, I mean, I think some of that falls at the hands of those teams. Like, Winnipeg's newer. That's always been an embattled franchise. Toronto can never get their act together. I think that was more, there was a lot of reasons that Toronto was not successful.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the referees that are doing that. I mean, I think there's just been bad management on those teams. It's not like they're like, and it's tough because if you're a player, we see the growth of hockey in the USA. A lot of it is because players play in the USA and then retire, and then they have kids, and then we see those kids, and they're teaching the next generation of players, but it's not in Canada.
And now, by the way, USA just passed a new rule this year. They completely waived the offside at the blue line now. So no holding offside anymore.
What do you mean?
So we have a offside at the blue line.
Okay.
Like usually the plug come back out.
Oh, it's tag up. It's not tag up. It's automatic or
automatic. Yeah, like U10, U12. So it's going to be for U16, U18. You cannot cross the blue line anymore. If not, it's offside right away.
So, I mean, we saw some interesting stuff with USA Hockey on that topic. We can talk about, like, when we go to Colorado Springs to see the U.S. Prospects play, basically, like for the, like the bantam age prospects. And they run them through experiments on the ice. And some of the experiments they're doing is they were making it so I'm trying to think of what it was, but it was basically they had to carry the puck to the blue line. They couldn't chip it in ever. So they made it so that they were making what I consider a 50-50 play, which is they're not reading what's going on with the defenseman. Like when I see a defenseman, if there's a tight gap, I'm going to put the puck behind him and create a race. If he's loose, I'm driving. And that's what I teach the kids, which is, not even kids, like junior level. It's like, hit the red line and you start making a decision, because by the time you made your decision, you're at the blue line. And they're saying, no, you're just going to skate and stick handle through it. So we saw they did the thing where on the power play, they eliminated icing.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I'm curious what the thinking is there. Pierre, we do have a lot of our friends in the audience today. So Brian's here. We had Canadian Chick. Good morning, Canadian Chick. Chainsaw Man, and our friend Jarmo from Finland. As you can see, I still have my Finnish jersey up, Billy Peltonen. And then we have the exact polar opposite of Jarmo. We have Stefan Manberg from Sweden. And of course, our friend Anthony Manzano from Florida. And actually, Anthony asked a question around Alexander Barkov, which we can get to later if you want, or if you want to touch on it now.
You can you can answer the question.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's legitimately in contention to win this year, and he might even win it this year. Like, he had a phenomenal season, from my opinion. I mean, Patrice Bergeron's won it a bunch, but he's getting up there. Mark Stone has shown absolutely he is in this class, and I think it's new for him. People are recognizing that. So I don't think that either of these guys have to retire. I think he might win it this year. Oh, we got Heads Up is here. I haven't met Heads Up. Have you before?
I saw him like yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Welcome, Heads Up. And then our friend Oleg Kolesnikov. I love that last name. That's great.
Yep.
All right. So just to close out on the game, I think, great game by Montreal. They definitely made adjustments. Credit to the coaches and the players. If I look at the ice time, it's really interesting for me, Pierre, because there's one forward that played more than 18 minutes, and it was Dano. He played 21 minutes. Everyone else is kind of anywhere from 10, 15, 17 minutes for the most part.
Yeah, he played a four line. It was funny because they benched a lot Kotkaniemi yesterday. Kotkaniemi line struggled a little bit. But again, they find a way to he got an assist on that one over there. People blame a lot Josh Anderson. Anderson playing another great game. He just cannot score. That's, I mean, like every time he's on the ice, he's
working, man. He's tough to handle, but
again, I think overall, Kotkaniemi was about maybe 2 minutes behind everybody else. But most of the players play 12 minutes. If you can see the four line, the third line, right? Only the first line. Gallagher with Likonen and because what happening sometimes they shift Dano as a center on each line to pick up the face off, and then he kicks it. So that's the reason why Dano a little bit higher with Suzuki yesterday. Suzuki have another great 53% face off.
Wow.
yesterday. He was at 71 during the middle of the game.
That's
He
great.
lost one, a couple after that. But overall, yeah, I think great management over there. Gustafsson did not play a lot. He got hurt. So he was more sit on the bench. But Merrill is a bad. He looked bad.
He's not. He can't
He
keep up.
struggled. He's really struggled over there.
Yeah,
It's,
he
really. Um, I don't know. I think a 12-minute Romana would be a little bit better for me. But again,
really. Wow.
you know, you can get there. Sherrill have an amazing, great playoff. Weber have the best game. Right now, Weber play an amazing, great game last night. Actually, was the first star of the game for me with Price.
Yeah, I mean, he made a couple mistakes, but
he make one mistake on
he's playing so much.
Roddy Smith at the blue line, but otherwise he was like he blocked the shot at the end of the game again. He was so great physical on the corner. Montreal had just one thing. They really pinched the forward. It's easy to see the game on that way. So Vegas, what you do, they stretch. So they have a guy at the blue line, opponent line, and they go a long stretch pass over there, and then they try to chip the puck or kick out the puck. But what happening? Montreal respond like every time they cross the blue line, there was right there a defenseman on Weber about that one over there, and that's the reason. It's funny because yesterday Montreal Byron scored the third goal. Exactly the play we talk about, pinching the puck over the defenseman, and then another winger pick up the puck behind the D, and that's how he got a breakaway. Paul Byron scored his second goal of the playoff, and he was the goal winner of the game over there. On the Vegas side, I'll be honest with you, Pietrangelo is really now become the way he played many years in St. Louis.
Absolutely.
He have 28 minutes by a 7 shot. He have 14 shots for the last game. I have 3 goals. He scored 2 goals yesterday. Again, 1 goal was, it's like...
he almost had a third there, I thought, for a second.
Yeah, one time he got a game there. The first goal was like a puck ice, right? The puck go through about 6 players and then he go in. It was just like a shot on the net. Hopefully he hit someone, but the puck have ice. So he scored. The second goal was on the back door where, again, Montreal have to be better on those situations like that. A couple of backdoor, Martinez got steal on Carey Price, second period. It was maybe a first period. It was unbelievable Carey Price save on the back door right there. But again, I think Vegas show a lot at the second period, third period, most of the third period. But Montreal cannot play on the hill like they did at the game.
The game, it shifted for sure, and we know Vegas can come back at any point. One thing about Montreal that I thought was interesting was how they really, I think, created, even though they didn't get a ton of shots, they created a lot of offensive opportunity in close. Like there were some points, like Fleury made some phenomenal saves, even though he didn't face a lot of rubber. And I was like, ooh, that might be a goal too. Like it could have easily been 4 or 5-2 with some of the plays where they got behind the Vegas D in tight. So I thought that was interesting. Like, it was almost like they were pulling the D up and then putting the puck in a tight space behind them. So if they keep doing that, that might be effective.
Well, I think the pressure they can apply on D, I feel like they make a lot of mistakes. So they are not confident a lot. I think they can never have a bad game for them. I feel you don't have you make big save, but have a bad game. Again, the goal number 2 again, Toffoli, and the 5-0, it was like a knuckle ball of the puck, right? And then the third goal, I think, have no reason to try to diving or poke Byron and more fight battle skate square with him and moving from the right to the left. But he chose the a bit more like diving and try to poke him. And I think Yarmo is right about that one over there. So at that kind of game like this, 1 goal, it's a little bit like Varlamov, right? Varlamov gave the third goal against Ruta, but those games, if you gave like 1 or 2 bad goals, cannot win those tie game all the time. So, but you cannot blame him. I'm not blaming him.
No,
it's just like
He definitely let in some bad ones, and he's made some other huge saves.
Yeah, exactly.
It was kind of like all over the. Yeah. But he didn't really face that many shots. Like Montreal only with 23 shots. I'm actually surprised at that total. I thought they were closer.
That, and the flip side, Michael, Vegas have 25 shot, 0.6, I believe, against. So they are really, really good. They are number one in the playoff right now with less shots. So this is what the normal game they do usually. And the reason why, I think, because they really, really play north-south with the game where they really, block shot a lot, first of all. That's the thing. But they have more possession of the puck right there. And the forecheck was not there. For Vegas, for me, it's like the forecheck was not all there, and the third line struggled yesterday. What they really do well against Montreal Monday night.
Well, I was surprised. Like, I thought they were shifting guys around, and Alex Tuch was very dangerous. And then I looked; he only played 15 minutes, and I think the announcers even said they got to play this guy more. Like, he's creating opportunity.
So he got a breakaway at some point one time, and then he got another opportunist, right? But that line was not like there was Monday night, like a 3-forward pushing hard on the forecheck on Montreal. And I think because Montreal was quicker with the puck, so he was the transition for the center. I see a couple of times with Kokonimi, it was about 3 feet from the Weber, so pick up the puck right there. The puck retrieval for Montreal was better yesterday on zone coverage also, as helped. I think the balance of 4-line for Montreal was good yesterday. 4-line step up. Armia scored a goal. Perry and Stout played well yesterday. And then Dano line is like Gallagher and Lukkonen doing well. And then you got a goal from the Toffoli, Suzuki, and Caufield. Caufield got another point. He has like 11 point, Michael, in 21 game in NHL. Most of the game now on in a playoff. So Caufield's guy is going to be a really good hockey player.
If you really look shift by shift, we kind of had this discussion when I was on with Dale Weiss, and he's like, oh, he's a defensive liability. I'm like, based on what? When he gets the puck, Pierre, he makes the right choice with it. He's either knows he can beat the guy, and he's got speed, and he has separation speed like I don't think we anticipated. He's small, but he can get away from the defender. And then when he's in tight, he's not afraid, and he's effective on the boards. I did not see him turning over the puck in bad ways.
Not many times, a few times, but not many times. I think for me, it's that vision, like the pass.
His vision is awesome.
That he got a lot of pass more. I was like, Suzuki scored at least 2 goals so far because of pass of Caufield. And yesterday again, Caufield passed the puck to Toffoli. And my point is like on the, how you call it, like a short zone, like a short space, like between too thick, and the pack is straight on the blade of Suzuki example. Yesterday, same thing with Toffoli.
Yeah, I agree. He is very comfortable and tight. I can't help but keep thinking the more that we see U.S.-born players that, maybe in some ways it's vindicating their development model of small area games. What do you think about that?
So again? I wasn't reading the people.
We saw a real shift in the U.S. hockey development model where they tried to make it so, first of all, inexperienced coaches could coach players to develop skill. And their approach to it was small area games. And we know that the U.S. development team, they play a lot of small area games. And, is this a validation that focus on skill is the way it should be?
Yeah, and then also I think we don't give enough credit also, not said, but the Wisconsin Badger coach over there, Granado, helped him a lot over there, I believe. So that will help him, to develop better, everything like that. So I think he was surrounded by the good people around him. So I think it's great. So,
So Carey Price is here, Pierre, and Carey Price says that he thinks that our
got ready to cook.
He says that I'm the greatest, and Fleury is now intimidated. Too bad for him. Would you agree with that?
I don't think he's going to be intimidated, but I think Carey is going to get more rubber now. It's coming. I think Peter Dobar is going to readjust, right? But Carey Price right now, he's on his own bubble. He looked confident and he looking great, and that's what we ask. He's not at the bad. All the goal against Vegas right now, You cannot blame him on any one of them on 6 goals
No.
right now. You cannot tell him, oh, he was not good there, he was bad there, he did not do it. So for me, I'm confident about that. I have a really good confidence about that. I just want to, because I'm watching the comments right now. Usually I don't go there, but Alan Bauer, welcome back. Welcome to as a new subscriber here. If you have any question and tell a little bit more about where you're coming from, everything like that, that'd be great. And then we have, I think we saw someone else.
We had
Dumby88. I think he's still in the lineup.
Yeah. Dumby88 was asking about this. I don't see. I think Lekkonen's played pretty well, don't you?
The only one right now struggles is like the line of Kotkaniemi, but again, Byron score.
Yeah, and he got his first assist.
You know what I mean? For the second line, he score.
Yeah, but I didn't think
Armia is a 4 line, they score. Right now, you cannot remove anybody right now of the lineup to give a spot to someone else. You cannot blame any, you know what I mean? Like, it would not be fair about that.
Yeah, I agree with Jarmo here. I think Lekkonen's played well. He's been very reliable.
I will just give you an idea. Like, people watch the game and they watch the goal, everything like that. But at 20 seconds, Michael, they have a shot from the blue line, from the D. I think it was Theodore. He tried to reach Petry on the left side on the back door. Toffoli diving, and the puck touch his stick, and the puck go in the net. But nobody going to talk about this. Nobody going to mention this may be the play of the game. Because if he don't touch him, he's the back door, he score. Yeah. Price, you have no time for that. But that's what Montreal did, a lot of details like that a couple of times. Their stick was really well yesterday. And we don't mention those stuff like that because we only see the big play, the highlights, everything like that. You talk about the goal of Byron. Start with Edmundson, 200 feet behind him. Hit Kotkaniemi. Kotkaniemi down chip the puck on the board. And then Anderson at the blue line take the stick of the defenseman over. So he took the puck up. The puck go all the way behind him, and Byron pick up the puck. So Byron looked good. He scored, but he started right away at the end by Edmundson to Kotkaniemi to the Anderson. He have no point Anderson, but the big play is Josh Anderson because he took the stick out of the defenseman, and Byron after that goal. So the details of the game so important if you look at the game like that. And, unfortunately, we never talk about Anderson or that goal. But without Anderson, yeah, no goal. And maybe they now losing 2-0. So,
yeah, and Alan's asking again about Evans. I don't think you're in any hurry to make any changes in this lineup. I think Evans for sure will get an opportunity.
They won't do anything right now. And remember, Jake Evans is great, but he's still a rookie minus rookie, right? So he's not like in the year with 4 or 5 years experience about that.
He's not that
looking good. One, the team was missing a couple of players, but right now he have no chance. At least they lose 2 games back to back, but I will not bring Jake Evans right now.
No.
And then he bring a plus because Evans is a center, Lekkonen is a left wing, and it's not easy to play left wing like when you never play there or you barely play there. So Lekkonen have an advance. Lekkonen is a little bit better, and you can use a little bit more. Whatsoever, Jake Evans play on PK also. But nobody can remove him. Good question, great question, but I don't think so. That will help Montreal more at that moment.
All right, so we had some news that came out this morning that might be interesting to people. NHL GM of the Year was a finalist or announced. And are you surprised at any of these guys? Marc Bergevin, Lou Lamoriello, and Bill Zito.
Yeah, I'm no surprise. There's 3 teams. They play over their expectation. 2 of the 3 are in the Final 4. So I don't think so. It's like it's a big surprise. Bill Zito did an amazing, great job.
He did great, yeah.
I'm not sure why Columbus Blue Jacket GM is not there, but that's another subject.
Well, actually, I thought that I'm actually surprised at Marc Bergevin, to be honest with you. I think that if you look at what Minnesota did, I'm really surprised that Bill Guerin's not there.
Who do you remove?
Bergevin for sure.
No, but because Bergevin did an amazing. He bring 4 players where all the 4 players step up like crazy. You talk about Edmundson, Allen, Toffoli, Josh Anderson. That's the reason why he's there, because he had a lot of change in
For
the
sure.
lineup.
I'm not saying he's bad, but I think if you look at the season that Minnesota had, it probably more than any of them exceeded our expectations in a much tougher division.
Yeah, but I think when you look at the GM, it's a little bit different. If you look that way, I think the coach have more impact to bring that team. That's the nomination. And this is more about the management, about change, like a trade. Every time that's not about the result. It's more about what they did in the back, like trade and all kind of stuff like that. I think that's the difference between the coach. The coach is more about the outcome of the team, really. And I think Dean Everson did an amazing, great job for the Minnesota Wild. I think Canville's going to win it, but we'll be interested.
For Coach of the Year? Maybe.
Yeah.
Joseph, welcome this morning.
Yeah, Joseph from Houston.
I think the biggest thing, I mean, it's true that they didn't do. I think the biggest thing is the direction. So I can understand why the coach had more influence, and bringing Kaprizov was the biggest thing, because for years they tried to bring him, they couldn't bring him. So signing him at the end of last year, paying him for the year, even though he didn't play.
Well, the problem with Kaprizov is because he signed a contract 3 years.
That's what I said. So they signed him.
You cannot break it, right? You cannot break the contract anymore. They can an agreement between a KHL and NHL.
No, I get that. They still were trying to bring him for a long time, and Bill Guerin managed to do that. But I guess if you look at the lineup, the only other real trade he made was the Luke Kunin for Nick Bonino move, which was kind of a lateral. Got an older guy that probably produced what Kunin did. Everything else was really to clear out guys and let the young guys play, really, right? So I can see
that's the reason why I believe that's the reason why
I think you're right
about the difference between both of that part.
But again, I think for sure Bergevin made some awesome trades that he won.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people in Montreal does not don't like him, but
why?
But the performance, he's always the first one to get. But at the end of the day, what I'm impressed is the comments about other GM, how he's really respectful inside of the hockey.
Sure he is.
He's very respectful. More would think about that. So
for sure he is. One day we'll bring Pat Brisson on, and I'll share my Pat Brisson Marc Bergevin story.
Yeah.
When I bumped into both of them in Manhattan Beach. Who votes for this award? Bergie is on the list. So that must have been I don't know if you're talking about the coach award or the.
Now he's surprised. I believe he said he's surprised that Bergevin is on the list.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
I'm not surprised. I think I just attributed. I have a lot of respect for what Bill Guerin did. I think that the team overachieved. They moved on from guys that we were like, why are they not keeping these guys? He was. I don't know what your comment from before was. The Russian players, I don't know anything about. I don't know which players you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. I'd have to look up and kind of connect the dots on who you're talking about. But yeah, I think Bill Guerin definitely deserves some consideration. But there's nothing against Marc Bergevin there. But I think Coach Frenchie's point is valid, which is maybe you attribute more to the fact that he let the young guys play, brought in Kaprizov, not a lot of aggressive changes, and the coach really brought those pieces together, letting the young guys perform. So that does make sense to me. And Dean Evason, we know, is up for Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
So the other award, I don't know if we talked about, was the Masterton Trophy. Bill Masterton was a player in the NHL for Minnesota that passed away. And this is basically given out to, it's not community, is it? Is it leadership? I'm trying to think of.
No, Bill Masterton's for the
perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the nominees are Matt Dumba, Oscar Lindblom, who we know came back from, having cancer treatment the year before to play a full season, and then the veteran Patrick Marleau. or did they not? So they announced this already. Did Lindblom not win it?
Yep.
Yeah. So then Oscar Lindblom wins it for perseverance. So we know he battled through. I think he had leukemia, right? Oh, Ewing sarcoma, a rare form of bone cancer, which is even tougher. And then now he's back playing in the NHL, and he was having a great year before he went out last year. So a lot of credit to him, and congratulations to him for winning the Masterton.
Yeah, definitely about that one over there.
Oh, I didn't realize he tied the time of his diagnosis. Oh yeah, at the time he was tied for goal lead with Travis Konechny.
Yep, he come back during the bubble last year.
I think it was tough for the full season, but he still played all right. I mean, I think that he'll get stronger and stronger, and that'll help him. Hey, he's got the same birthday as me, Pierre, August 15th.
Here we go. You got it.
All right, so tonight's game is game 3. The series is tied
game 3 over there.
1-1. Tampa versus New York Islanders. The game is at 8 p.m. Eastern, but now they shift the series to New York and Long Island. What do you think's going to be the game tonight?
First of all, welcome Rusty Spawner about this morning. Welcome. And then I think for Yamo said Gustafsson is hurt. He left during the game for about 5 minutes. He came back, sit on the bench. But it would be interesting to follow up with him how badly is it. It's a bit like Shea Weber got hurt during the game with his hands also. It would be interesting about him also. That's pretty much the 2 players yesterday. And then everybody talking about the Jeff Petry eyes. I don't know if you see his eyes yesterday, but
he had 21 minutes or something, didn't he?
Say again?
I think he played 21 minutes.
Petry?
Yep.
Yeah, no, but his eyes, not the eyes, but his eyes was red. So he came back for the practice in Montreal, and he came inside the house, and then he was like the kid. He have 3 kids, and the kid look at him like he's a villain guy. Like he looked like a villain guy. Like
a villain?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was really bad. Like it was red. Yesterday during the game, he's still red. And then people question him a lot. You have a lot of Twitter about his eyes yesterday, so it was funny to see him. But if you pay attention, his eyes is really bad. Like it's really, really red. But I think he's going to be all right. He played good. He cannot do a slap shot, but he can see a good game yesterday.
So it'll be interesting that how they're playing at Nassau Coliseum, Pierre. So we know that they have a new arena coming, but it's kind of nice to see them playing in the old barn. I never really liked the Islanders growing up. Which is funny because my cousin was there for 3 of the 4 cups. But I was always an Oilers fan. He looked scary. He was from the medication. Oh, was this?
Yeah, exactly. That's what's happening about this situation with him.
The hand?
It was a big one. Sportsnet make a big story about that yesterday, but. It was funny. Like he's really red. Like it's not like it was really bad. Like,
oh my god! Here, I'll share it.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got laser eyes, Pierre.
Yeah, I know it was bad.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Somebody messed something up there.
Yep.
Well, we can see how important he is. I bet Oilers would like to have that guy back.
Yep.
All right, so tonight's game 3, Tampa Bay versus Islanders. What do you see happening in this game?
I think tonight Islanders going to win. I feel like 3-2, something like that. But they're going to be home. They'll be at their barn. This barn is going to be like Vegas. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be amazing over there. And the things like, okay, at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you. For me, it's about the same thing. Two things. I believe Montreal look like Islanders. They have the same, almost the same system, the same way they play hockey. They don't have a lot of big sniper or scorer like Kucherov, or they don't have like a Petry, and you know what I mean? Like they don't have that kind of players like that.
They have one guy that's like that, which is Barzal, and he plays in the system. Like they've got him dialed in on the.
They have only 5 goals, and Palmieri we have more 6, 7 goals now. Yep. But my point to you is like they will always come back to 2 things: their defense and their goaltender. And that's what I believe Price is better to Varlamov. So it's a little bit
Oh, for
better
sure.
for Montreal. At the end of the day, if Islanders win, at the end of the series, we're going to say because Varlamov or the goaltender for Islanders was amazing. That's simple for me. That's what is really where the key of the Islanders. So can Varlamov be the one with number one? I like game number one, who the guy was game number two. He gave a bad goal, and then everything coming down after that. So
I feel like he's been inconsistent. I don't know.
well, you have a 2.62 before the series. You have an
Yeah.
amazing, great game. The reason
Yeah.
they won the game number one because of him. Number two, you cannot only blame him, of course, right? But he did not make the big. He ever got the collision with Brendan at point, and then he come back after that. And can he give him a rest or whatever it is? I don't know. But that would be interesting what Barry Trotz, because Trotz, he's not scared. Last year he bring back with Thomas Grease, and
Yep.
he's a guy can change the goaltender, everything like that. So, but again, if Islanders win tonight for me, is the goaltender situation where he have to be really exceptional to stop Kucherov and Senko's Edmund's getting better and better, but we'll see. But for me, I think I would give a chance for Islanders tonight. I think Islanders cannot lose this game because after that'll be harder. If they can win this game, I think they will be better. And who knows could happen game number 4, but they have to win that game.
They have to win one of these two for sure. I mean, obviously they don't want to be. They're not going to come back from a 3-1 deficit, I don't think. But they'll play it close to the vest. I think you're right. I think they might win tonight. It should be tight, much tighter game. I'm assuming Varlamov is in the net tonight. But
again,
I don't.
It's not confirmed yet. I would not be surprised they bring back Zukokin.
I was going to say the same because he looked very good to me. I don't know.
He did very good again the first series. He lost the game he lost, and after that they remove him. I think he have a good year overall. To talk to a Rusty Spooner, I don't know where we had the update about Wallstrom. Wallstrom, he was hurt. That's the reason he's not playing. So I don't know now he's feel better. Is the day to day. I did not look. By the way, with the moment we're talking right now, I don't know. I did not look, but Carolina is on press conference right now. I don't know about the signature of Ron Brindamo. I will look about that in a few minutes.
Oh, that would be interesting. Let's take a look at that.
There'll be something about that one over there.
So I think he's referencing, the new UBS arena that's being built finally after 20 some odd years. It's been a joke. Maybe it's 30 of trying to get a new arena. We know they moved to Barclays Center in Brooklyn, which is where the Nets play. It is not a good arena for basketball or for hockey. It's definitely made for basketball. You can fit about 12,000, 13,000 in Barclays. So they finally get this project done on the Long Island after leaving Nassau. But it is nice to see them going back to Nassau. Nassau had a big renovation. So it's still an old arena, Pierre, but it's pretty fun to be in there. I would go to those games, and we get really inexpensive tickets when I lived in New York. It was pretty interesting. I saw Pittsburgh a couple of times. I think I spent $50 a ticket.
Yep. I tried to check for you guys. No, nothing about the information yet.
So there's a press conference right now?
Yeah, 11 o'clock Eastern time this morning.
Oh, okay, let's take a look.
So I'm right there watching. So
they're signing Rod Brindamore.
Yeah, I just see the picture.
Yeah, so I've seen Don. This is an interesting story for me, Don Waddell, because he had some real challenges.
3-year extension.
Good for him. And I wonder what he got. He's done a phenomenal job, Pierre.
Yeah.
I mean, this team has never been this good since.
But again, he was not going nowhere, right? He have nothing like, he's going maybe somewhere. Maybe he does this. He was not going nowhere. It was just like 3 years.
This comment by Ed Tech, the Caniac. Rod Brindamore offered to sign his contract in blood, but Don was like, the titanium would mess up the paperwork. I think this is a great move. I think you don't want he's a Jack Adams finalist for a reason. I think he's done a phenomenal job.
Connor, welcome aboard. Glad to see you this morning. Yamo said, because the Montreal got the successful line PlayStation, something in future, everything I'm the same. It's always been that way, right? It's always been a team go farther and farther because you go to see the bottom 6 make a difference. Always Islanders doing well for years because with Perry Trust, the 4 line, he's always been that way. And that show right now exactly what's going on over there. You can see Vegas struggle a little bit more with the four line, Michael. You know what I mean? They have Ren Reeves, Carey over there. Don't say they are bad, but I think
Well, they were playing with Stone a couple shifts. They look really good.
Who?
Well, they had Reeves and Carrier, I think, a couple shifts with Stone.
Yeah, but you see the lack of the offensive show when
they're
you
not
go
there for
around
that. Yeah.
Price over there. One move was the big yesterday was the fact like Stephenson was out of the game and they bring Coleslaw on the top line as a center. He did very good overall. He did not do bad. He's a big center, 6'4", believe, or big gun, a big guy over there. But that's maybe another one. The month Vegas didn't have a good move. You have nothing to pick up there as a center.
So Rusty mentioned, he says, Alan says that he's, the nice arena in New York and Long Island is going to be great, the UBS Center, but I'm jealous of the Seattle arena. There's nothing to be jealous of, Alan. It's terrible. They took the Key Arena and they basically lied to the NHL, in my opinion. And if you talk around, there's a lot of controversy behind closed doors between the teams, because part of the reason that Seattle got into the NHL was because they were supposed to have a 19 or 20,000 seat arena. They pre-sold 30,000 season tickets. Their plan for that site, though, was shoehorned in by a disgraced mayor who's been thrown out of office, and they've had 4 mayors since. The Key Arena site was owned by the city, and the problem with Key Arena was the obstruction. So the ceiling was too low, so you can't raise it. You got to dig down. Well, they previously renovated that arena, Alan, and they already dug down 6 feet, and their plan was to go down 20 more. But you can't do that, in my opinion. I said this in a public forum because I'm part of the hockey community up there, and I'm like, listen, this is not going to work. You should be building the other arena project, which was being blocked by the city also. They were playing politics. And so what happens, Pierre? The arena is next to the Puget Sound, which is the ocean. So they drilled down the first 8 feet and it floods. Are you shocked? I'm not, because that's what I was saying it was going to happen. And then they couldn't go down. So now they're stuck at 17,000 feet and they have fewer luxury boxes. So it's like, in order to break even in the NHL, Pierre, you need, I think, 17,500 or 18,000 in most buildings, plus all the luxury boxes. That's to break even. So
I don't know. I did not see the end of this. And I don't know what they look like. Everything like that.
So do not be jealous of the Seattle Climate Change Arena, is what it's called, by the way.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Michael, do you see the Washington Capitals re-signing Ovechkin? Yes. Kuznetsov, I think they're going to try to trade him. Pierre, what do you think?
You nailed it. That's a great comments from you. Exactly what happened.
Too bad. He's a talented player, but he's got to stay off the white powder.
We don't have a lot of time talking about this, but do you see him go to Edmonton? No, he's a center.
He would be great in Edmonton for sure.
Yeah, but Kuznetsov, well, it's because Tressel can play on the left side, but if they lose RNH, I would not be surprised they hit maybe Washington. Knock the door.
It wouldn't surprise me either. He's very, very talented, and that cup win, a lot of it was due to his play in the playoffs. It was just disappointing to see. Like, we've always known the stories about the Russian party machine.
It would be interesting to follow up.
It would be interesting to see.
Rossi said, "I hope Zucorokin is starting."
Oh, Sorokin? Yeah. Yeah,
I agree with you. Have a good start. Remember at the beginning, you have like a 8 win at home or something like that. It was going to go for a record in NHL or for the Islanders, whatever. But I think if you have to protect him, you play those. But sometimes it's better to play home. He have a good record at home.
Alan, you have a much better arena in Montreal, and you know where there's a better arena than both of those? Quebec City. Like, the Quebec City arena is phenomenal.
I did a lot of plays so far, and I'll be honest with you, I'm impressed by the Detroit Red Wings rink over there. I think it's the most best so far. Is the best one over there. I did like many of them. I did not do all of them, and maybe 24, 26 of them the last 5-7 years. And I think I'll be honest with you, the Detroit Red Wings is a top-notch rink so far.
I haven't been there yet, which is strange since they opened it.
Yeah, he's like just the
But
fact
I will
they,
definitely go once the season starts again.
so they put like a, when
This
you
is the
walk
most.
when you walk around to get to your section, right? All the wall is all by a scoreboard, so you can see all kind of players. It's pretty amazing what
Yeah,
they did.
yeah.
And
I've seen it's the what is it? It's the not Little Caesars. What did they name it? They renamed. What's the Detroit Arena called? Is it Little Caesars?
yeah, I think so too. And then they build, Michael. Like you go to Dallas, the restaurant tailgate, everything is outside, right?
Yeah.
But Detroit did inside. So
Oh,
they have all
really?
this fun
Man, I gotta
restaurant
go. I don't know why I
inside.
haven't gone.
They have all this fun restaurant inside the building. So that's pretty neat when you walk around. They let the people go in earlier. If you turn that, you can access, then you cannot go anywhere, but you can go to a restaurant if you turn that. It's pretty cool what they did. So,
Yeah, they're
pretty
already
amazing.
talking like this is typical Seattle, the most progressive, responsible, and sustainable arena in the world. By the way, we have a ton of homeless people, and we're burning down our downtown.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I lived right down there, man, for 5 years. It was rough. Frenchie, since you live around the area yourself, which fan base is the most delusional? The Canadiens, Maple Leafs, or Oilers? I don't think the Oilers are like that, are they?
Oh, they're still bad, all three.
Are they?
Yeah. What I mean? It's not delusional. It's more about like, they have like one day it's great, the next day it's bad, right? They have no, I'm pretty sure right now they lose the next round Montreal, you're going to have half of the people will be upset.
Hey, Brad Marchand's son is here.
Brad Marchand is on. Welcome board.
Seattle's so progressive to the extreme. Every bad idea in North America comes out of Seattle, Alan.
Canadian boy says, "Salut coach, go Abs. Sorry guys, Tampa tonight and over the total." I did not look the money line today yet, but over. I think you're right about that. I'm pretty sure it's 5.5, and I think I will go over for sure. Just not sure if Tampa, but yeah, I agree with you, Canadian boy.
Yeah, and
Michael, do you think the Panthers are going to have the rebuild the beast because it seems to? They are now rebuild. Anthony, they build a new one right now at Fort Lauderdale. It's called a Memorial one over there, and maybe there would be like the new location, everything like that.
I still contend that this is the best arena, not in the NHL right now, and probably should be. The Videotron Center is pretty awesome the way they've designed this.
But they built this one for that, right? There was their expectation over there, so that's the reason they did that.
Yeah, it's a legit building, so it's just unfortunate. I would love to see them in the NHL.
Rusty said that the Leafs are lost. By the way, Carl Soderberg signed new contract with KHL leave after 5
really?
Yeah, after many, he's 36 years old. He got a contract, I think it's 2-3 years over there. So Soderberg leave the Colorado. They have a lot of players leave the NHL to KHL right now. Lower players, but still a lot of players did happening. So it was the big news about that. One thing we mentioned, it was confirmed at press conference yesterday. Gerald Gallant signed with the New York Rangers. They was already announced like
prior
Monday, but yesterday was the press conference with Gerald Gallant. Now he became the head coach of the New York Rangers. Confirmed. Great! I can't wait to see that team for sure.
So a couple signings. One is Garrett Pilon, Pierre. He played for Everett. We had traded for him, and he's a son, I think, of Rich Pilon, and he was great for us. Yep. So it's nice to see him resign. I don't know the details of that contract, but he gets $750,000, which is the same that Jason Spezza gets. And Jason Menga, who may not play in the NHL, Garrett Pilon may not play in the NHL, Bobby Nardella might not play in the NHL, and then this Jakob Poor, like all these guys get the same or more money.
Spezza is simple, right? He already make what, $90 million, Michael. So it's like him to go to, it's like for him, it's like to play at the beer league, right? So for him, it's just have fun over there. He play home. Family love it. His dad, his mom, everything like that, right? So I think for him, it was not a question. It's people seeing it. Look, he have 10 goals, 19 assists. I think with 20 assists, he have 30 point or 29 point. Michael, last year. It's pretty
He had a
amazing.
great year, Pierre. He had 10 goals and 20 assists.
Yep. So you have a good year. It's what I said. It's not about the money for him right now. It's too,
No, he wants to win a cup in
talk
Toronto.
about Chris Chelios. The last 10 years of playing in NHL was not about the money, right? So we have to be sure.
For sure.
Do for that part.
So what? This is the new arena?
Carey Price mentioned, Michael, he was at the Videotron Center in Quebec.
I mean, this looks nice, but I don't. The Videotron is great. I love that arena. I think it's great.
Yeah, definitely it's a good place.
We just wish they had an NHL team. I would love to see the Quebec Nordique come back. Spezza said he would take less money if it would help the team.
But again, it's under a kid. I'm pretty sure he grew up like anybody else in Ontario, like in Montreal.
For sure.
He grew up with the logo of the
he
team.
played in Mississauga.
Right. So it's a kid over there, and
absolutely.
Michael, not many players like him have an opportunity to play for your own favorite team when you're young, and you're still at 38 years old, still performing in NHL. So why not for him, right? And you have kids right now; they grow. They have an opportunity to be around the Toronto Maple Leaf. It's just great. Not only the money wise, not only for him to play, it's everything behind that. My one of my best friends, he's an assistant coach for the Toronto Maple Leaf right now. And Michael, it's just the little boys. He grow. He's 10 years old now, play AAA and Ontario, and every day the kids is around Matthews and Marner and Anderson and Frederick Anderson stay at home. So
he played like most, a lot of top players play for the Toronto Marlies, McDavid and Sam Bennett, and you go down the list. Gagne, John Tavares, they all played for the Marlies. And actually, Matt Stajan and John Tavares now run the Marlies. So the Toronto Marlies and the GTHL, probably the best AAA program in the world. I mean, it's pretty tough to dispute that. So, and part of it is the fact they have the Maple Leafs. So for him, then he played in Brampton as a 15-year-old before he was drafted. So it was really interesting. He played underage. He was, very talented player. I don't think he was pretty heavy at the time. But he was a big kid. And he played for the Mississauga Ice Dogs, which became the Niagara Ice Dogs. So he had a great OHL career, but his whole family are there. I mean, his dad's there, his uncle's there, all his nephews. And now to be able to play there, I think is a big deal for him.
Yep.
Do you think the Panthers are going to have to rebuild? We already talked about this. Thank you, Brian. I'm in top shape. Say hello to Minnie. Well, we're excited.
Yes. Back to Anthony, they build a new building right now at the Fort Lauderdale at the Memorial here. So that will be interesting about that. I'll be honest with you, Anthony, the Panthers don't go nowhere.
No.
Viola can lose 50 million per year, like us, like losing $1,000. So, those guys usually have not really, and they are in the good hands right now. I think Bill Zito does a great job over there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Ken Bill does great. This team is on the right direction. You see them in the playoff this year. You will see them in the playoff next year for maybe a couple of years. They have Spencer Knight. They have a lot of rookie, the prospect and this, and plus what they have in front of them. And who knows what happened about that one over there. But, I think that team is doing very, very well about that one over there. I think we did very quickly about the game Islanders Tampa, but I think also we have to mention is, see how Tampa is going to do tonight. I can't wait to see Tampa, how they're going to respond after 1-1 right now. I know they have the confidence, but we'll see what the Vasilevsky looks shaky a little bit, but I think he can be back normal like he is. But, it's all about Kucherov, right? Kucherov like 3 more assists last game. And Brenton point out, Michael, he's leading the NHL with 10 goals. That. So
how do you beat that?
It's it's pretty amazing what they bring about that one. A lot of discussion around the league about the salary cap and everything. People get upset about what Tampa did, everything like that. So I don't know. It will be
Well,
interesting.
it is what it is. I mean, like everything else in hockey, it's it's tough because we know the salary cap only applies to the regular season. If you're able to make the playoffs by sitting out a $9 million playoff, that's pretty good. Yeah. But I can't see any people not wanting to play. I think he was legitimately hurt. They might have extended it a little bit just to get past it. And now he's healthy and he's kicking butt.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up here. About that. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we close it out, Pierre?
Not really. I think we turned around a couple of news around, but you took all the contract, everything like that. I think it'll be interesting. The game tonight will be live at 7:45. Finally, we play at 8 o'clock. We don't play at 9, so we don't finish at midnight, whatever it was last night, 12:30. I believe we got down yesterday.
He was nominated, wasn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is nominated. He might win it.
With Dane Everson and Rob Brindamore, I believe.
Yeah, all three of them that's the three candidates. So Joel Quenneville, Rod Brindamore, and Dean Evison from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And Coach Frenchie's choices. Quenneville, I can't really dispute that. I think it might be Brindamore, but.
And the only thing I would say to you, Michael, is I don't know, he make a big factor, but the way they lost against Tampa could be something. But I think overall, Brindamore could be the one also over there.
Thanks, Alan. Welcome back. See us tonight on the live stream for the game. We won't stream the game itself, but there will be talk throughout the game. Yep. All right, Pierre, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for another great show. I'm excited for everyone's participation. Please hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel for Hockey Nation Live. You can also follow us at Pucks and Dreams, and our Facebook page has like 13,000 people on it. So you can always have discussions there. And if you think that we should set up a Discord server, please comment so that we know that we should set that up. And we actually have a Discord server I think we set up before, but we can invite everybody to that. Vegas in Game 7. Maybe. I think it's me. I think Montreal showed last night they can compete, so we're going to find out, Ethan.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for your participation and your comments. We love that. We look forward to seeing everybody tonight, and then again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific.
Have a good one, everybody. Thank you.